Hi, I'm Tom Campbell from Cultaholic.com, joined by the Jeffree Star of Internet Wrestling, Adam Pacitti.
The Jeffree Dahmer, please.
No.
How are you?
I'm good, mate.
Today is a big day for Thomas Campbell.
What a time to be alive.
He's got an end card coming. Don't skip forward. Watch the video. Retention's important.
I just know what, this genuinely feels like a landmark day in my life. What has been an up and down 2019 for Thomas J. Excalibur Campbell finally seems like it is going in the right direction. I'm excited to see the outcome.
The boyhood dream has come true. We're getting there.
Come on, let's get some news. Kenny Omega takes shots at NXT. A WWE Superstar's career looks to be over. And a WWE Superstar you've not seen for some time is cleared to return. Find out who very soon. Good night, mwah, and good luck. Which is not even the catchphrase. No, it's a movie starring George Clooney, if you were paying attention. And it's also a paraphrase of one Kenneth Omega from off of AEW. And he's been chatting about the Wednesday Night War, Adam Pacitti.
That's right. I'm not going to read the full quote here. He was speaking to Sportskeeda yesterday. And he's essentially run down the guys at NXT pretty hard, pretty heavy. I'll read a few choice quotes here. Let's pretend there were no borders. Let's pretend there were no promotions, just one big promotion. If these guys were on the same show as me, they'd be in the dark match. They'd be in the opening match of my main event match. Go ahead if you want to watch NXT. Maybe that's fun for you to do. That's cool, but we're different planets. And if you tune into AEW, basically, you're going to see real stars, not developmental talent.
Naughty,
was that a bit of a Reeves and Mortimer there? I was watching Shooting Stars yesterday. But anyway, I'm going to... Oh, man, this is going to make me look like a wanker when I'm defending him here, because I thought Seth Rollins' comments were pretty, not distasteful, but a bit wanky. I think Kenny was trolling here. If you watch the video and you look at his tone, his cadence, it looked like he was purposely doing this to just wind people up and maybe even sort of parody Seth Rollins in some way. Maybe he was doing that. He knew that he was being antagonistic, and I don't think it was serious. He's got friends down there. He's got lots and lots of friends down there, in fact. And I don't think he would say that. I think he was just trying to generate publicity, maybe even sort of take the piss at Seth Rollins.
I think we're at a point now where he knows that news outlets wouldn't run a story that was like, Kenny Omega says NXT are his mates. Like, they wouldn't. It'd be like, if Kenny Omega runs down NXT, it'll be the headline of a YouTube news channel program.
Oh, that's down there, isn't it?
Down there, isn't it?
Been doing it for 4 years.
There's a thumb up. Press the thumb up and ring the bell.
And subscribe, please.
Subscribe, thank you very much. We're nearly at 500 bajillion subscribers.
That's right, we sure are.
Nearly at that one. So Kenny Omega, I think, is just doing this to, as you say, it's a bit of a trolling exercise. Kenny's been really great on mic lately. His whole thing in AEW is he's on this losing streak, and he is slowly sort of becoming unravelled as he goes on, and I don't know whether this kind of plays into like this sort of blurred line of Kenny Omega, but I'm enjoying his work. I enjoyed as well Dominik Dijakovic waving the yellow flag for the old NXT.
That's a fishing rod. How do you do a fishing rod?
He's waving the fishing rod. Dominik,
he's been hooked.
He was proper hooked in, wasn't he? What did he say?
He said, remember my match with Real Keith Lee, at Real Keith Lee? Remember when it embarrassed yours on PWG Homecoming Weekend of Bola 2017? Tune in Wednesday on NXT TV on USA at 8 p.m. so two developmental guys can show a real star how it's done again.
Think it's worth doing again. 1, 2, 3.
Woo! Didn't know where you're going there. Yes. So he's taking the bait, I think. I mean, I'm pretty sure, I'm 99% sure he's trolling here. You look at his delivery, it was like a wrestling promo. But maybe this is just because of my deep burning hatred for Seth Rollins and I like Kenny Omega more.
Maybe. Midweek handbags continue in the wrestling world.
Enjoy more impartial news coming up.
So the writing unfortunately seems to be on the wall for Jason Jordan. He's been off our screens in the WWE for quite some time, and by the looks of it, Mr. Pacitti, that doesn't look like it's changing.
Now, unfortunately, this has been previously reported all over the place that it looks like Jason Jordan was unlikely to return. We sort of just have confirmation that that sentiment seems to be stronger than ever. This was reported yesterday in the Wrestling Observer, with Meltzer writing, Jason Jordan is less likely to return. You never say never, but in his case, not looking good as it has been in the past, and there is a feeling that his career could be over at this point.
That's such a shame.
Yeah, you know, as I say, it's been reported on previously, but I don't want to say. Normally, when it comes up, there's always this sort of sprinkling of optimism in there, and it's like Jason Jordan is still looking amazing. He's doing backstage stuff. There's even been reports that he was back in training and stuff. We would sit there and we'd make Kurt Angle's son jokes and stuff like that. But this is just this sucks. A real. I think he was a guy with mountains of potential. American Alpha were an absolutely tremendous tag team, and I wish they hadn't broken up, to be honest. I think we would have seen more great stuff from them. Just a tremendous shame. And I hope WWE do keep him on in the backstage producer role, in which I believe he's either being trained up to do or is actually doing now.
He's been there since last year, like as sort of like a road agent, producer type role. So he's very much embedded in that now. And I think the general feeling is like, well, this is what he does.
Good.
Now this is his. So I think he will have a job for a long time in the WWE, if not for life, because he seems to have bedded in quite well with that. But you know that I think one thing I hear from most wrestlers is that when you aren't wrestling, there is that pang to wrestle again. Like there is that desire to wrestle again, and so I know that'll always probably eat away at somebody like a Jason Jordan.
Totally. Who could have gone on to do, I think, really big things. He underwent neck surgery in 2018, of course, and it's one of those things that you just don't want to risk it, do you? It's just such a serious thing. It's tremendously awful to see this happen at such a young age. But I guess we can, I'm glad that he's still in the wrestling community, he's still employed by the WWE, he can still find some passion there. And yeah, just bad news.
No. But we love you, Jason. And finally...
Bala! I think that's what he says.
Falabar.
Falabar.
From Impact Wrestling, Falabar.
Sheamus is coming back. He has been cleared to return. This is very, very exciting, and I think I'm going to be one of the very few people that is excited by this, unfortunately, but I really love Sheamus.
I wasn't expecting you to be this giddy about the return of Sheamus.
I know he's old, he's already done pretty much everything, and the Bar probably aren't going to be reunited, and I love the Bar. I thought they were a really great tag team. I thought they had some fantastic matches, but there's something about, I just really like him, and people are always down on Sheamus because he was pushed super quick. He did everything, and then he had that WWE, when he won the WWE title by John Cena falling through the table.
Oh,
remember that? And then he's really done pretty much everything.
Daniel Bryan in 3 seconds at WrestleMania.
That's correct. That's exactly right. And yeah, like the IC title is the only thing that he hasn't done.
That's it. And he has said, he said on the Edge and Christian podcast that he wants to come back and win it, because literally he has done everything else with the exception of the women's title and the cruiserweight title and the 24/7 title. But I don't think they count towards a Grand Slam. Sorry, they just don't. But I'm really excited to see him back as well. Not as excited as you, but it's just like absence making the heart grow fonder, and an absence making the heart grow wider. I think it's going to be nice to see Sheamus back in a WWE ring. I remember when they put him and Cesaro together as the Bar.
After the best of 7.
Yeah, that was it. And they went, you're now a tag team. It's like, oh, great. Well, that seems like a waste of time. And then, wow, I'm so happy to be wrong. They just turned into the best tag team that WWE had for a good year or so. They were just
and best friends.
And best
They love each other.
Sheamus and her and all that.
Sheamus, I keep an eye on his YouTube channel because he has all of the WWE superstars popping up. And I like to keep in shape as well, as you can tell.
Adam Pacitti on a future episode of Celtic Warrior Workouts.
So it's good to see him do that, and I've got the feeling this could be his last WWE run.
Yeah, this feels like it's like a final go around.
Give him the IC title, and then have him drop it to Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania, and then quit, and then put him on commentary.
I want to see him do some stuff in NXT UK.
That's a lovely idea.
Before he wraps up, because I feel like he's got a lot to offer that brand. It's nice to see people like Cesaro going over there and having matches with guys like Ilya Dragunov. But it'd be nice to see somebody like a Sheamus go over there as well and lend his credos and lend his style to that that company as well. I'm down for Sheamus doing stuff in NXT UK.
I think that's a wonderful, wonderful ideas. Ideas. All of the ideas. By the way, we've got new stools coming, so this squeaking won't be an issue anymore. They arrived today, but more importantly, it is time. We've been waiting for about 2 months. He recorded it yesterday. I edited it this morning. It is time for Tom Campbell's intro. Can we have a countdown, please?
You mean outro?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, roll the outro! Hello, I'm Tom Campbell. Not my words, the words of Tom Campbell. Listen to how loud I am. Blah, blah, blah. Look at my tiny hands. At least they make my knob look bigger, eh? Blah, blah, blah. Barry the Shark. Blah, blah, blah. Reference Adam doesn't understand. Pledge on Patreon. Pachi's the best.